Proving that everyone loves a good old-fashioned villain with pushing 3.5 million results.
Oh!
Did you miss me? Did you miss me?
Yes, we did. It's Moriarty himself, Andrew Scott.
Yes! Andrew, have a seat.
Hello.
Come on in.
How's it going?
Hello, Andrew.
So-
Nice to meet you. Lovely
That
to see
is
you.
a lot of search results. That are you into kind of Googling yourself, or do you kind of avoid all of that?
Well, I think because the Sherlock fan base has a very active imagination.
Indeed.
I try to avoid it a little bit, but no, I do. I do. Everybody Googles himself occasionally. But,
Yeah.
Are you a self-Googler, Patrick?
No.
Come on.
No, honestly, no.
You've had a little look.
Never.
No.
No, but I mean, 25 years, the World Wide Web today that are coming in at the moment. And
Good, though. They're good.
Andrew, we'll talk about Sherlock later on in the programme, because I know lots of people out there will want to hear from you on that. But let's talk about your new film. It's out on Friday, Stag. And it's about, basically, it's a very reluctant groom to go on a stag do.
Yeah, it's about a group of friends who are kind of what we would describe as sort of modern Irish males, and they think that the idea of being on a stag is kind of archaic, and why would we spend our time in exclusively male company and bad as old-fashioned? And so they decide to go on a walking holiday, kind of, and their stag is infiltrated by a kind of a stag.
Yeah,
maniac,
a mad one.
a man called the Machine.
The Machine is very important, isn't it?
Yeah, and so he takes it over, and hilarity ensues.
OK, well, this is the groom and you, the best man,
Yeah.
trying to avoid getting the Machine on the stag do.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is-
It's so wonderfully directed in that way, because you think it's so intimate, and then it cuts wide to these other
he's a great
situations.
director, John Butler. I mean, it's genuinely funny, and it's very surprising. People were clapping. We had the Dublin premiere, and we had the Toronto premiere, and people were clapping. And and you might have a little bit of a cry as well. It's a lovely film.
No, it is really lovely film. We just have to ask, the stag do, is Melissa's brother coming with you? Do you have the Machine with you on board? OK, we'll leave it there then.
Who is the Machine of you lot, then? Don't look at me. That's got to be a
Who's
classic.
the guy at the back?
Yeah. So, Andrew, I mean, goodness me, you must be inundated with film offers at the moment. Why this one?
Well, I wanted to do something that has a little bit of a lighter tone to it. I've done a lot of more dark roles in the past couple of years, and I wanted to, go back to Ireland. I hadn't worked in Ireland in a while. I'm from Dublin, and I get to sing in it and all that kind of stuff. And
oh yes, you do.
And really, essentially, though, because it's a very witty script, it's quite, comedy. I think is kind of undervalued as a genre, and to find something that's really genuinely funny without being smarmy or without being something that we've all sort of seen before is quite difficult to find a good script like that. So it's really genuinely, there are characters in it that we all recognise, and it's not too, it's one that men and women I think will like.
Well, it's very heartwarming to watch, but it must have been freezing for you lot because they're naked through a lot of the film. And this was shot in November, apparently. Now, how did that go?
That was beyond grim.
You had a no moaning policy, though, didn't you?
We did. We had a no moaning policy because we decided if you start moaning, you're just never going to stop.
Yeah.
And so we had a great wardrobe crew, and we were each given a onesie. Each to get into after you finish the scene, because as soon as they say cut, you're like. But then a onesie became, really difficult to put on when you're naked and there's pebbles and dirt and everything. So we just ended up cutting out holes in blankets.
You had such an experience with a onesie, Patrick, on a stag do?
No, never had any.
You ended up in Rome on a stag do, though, didn't you? By accident.
I started a stag do in Belfast a number of years ago, and we ended up winning $7,000 on a horse.
You did not.
And and we woke up in Rome at the Pope's funeral.
Wow! That sounds like The Hangover.
Yeah, we woke up in Rome at the Pope's funeral. It seemed quite a good idea at the time.
I bet it did.
And then when we woke up in the hotel room, and it's that awful moment where you're lying there and you're thinking, where am I? What am I doing here? And there were 2 suits hung up with black ties. So we'd clearly planned, we're definitely going.
You're going.
Amy, you probably can't top that, but we know you went on a hen to your sisters, actually. Something that you probably would love to do.
I know, yes.
Go on, Amy, what did you do?
Yeah, well, ours was probably the opposite. There wasn't that much alcohol involved. And for my sisters, I just organised a cottage in the country down in Devon and surprise llama walking. So my sister was blindfolded in a car, and we turned up, there was alpacas and llamas, and she had to kind of guess and feel what this thing was. And then we all took them for walks around the hills and the countryside.
Have you done that on Country
Well, I
File?
have, yes, and I do know they do it in the Brecon Beacons, lads, so if you're short of half an hour, then you'll know what to do. But anyway, back to the film. The Stag is out this Friday, and it really is a good watch.
Yes. Now, we also know, Andrew, that you're going to be filming a film on the miners' strike, aren't you?
Yeah, we've actually just finished filming it. It'll be out later in the year, yeah. I filmed about a group called LGSM, a group of gay and lesbian people who formed an alliance with a small Welsh village. And it's a true story.
Yes,
comedy,
I've heard
actually.
this story.
Yeah. And it's kind of about the power of community, really, and how we help each other and how we think we're different, but actually we're all the same.
Well, here on The One Show, we've heard this.
Now, let's go on to Sherlock, then. Stag do to Sherlock. With Moriarty, there's a picture of you and you've got this suit on, and we were really surprised to see how obsessive your fans were, because they could name where every piece of clothing came from.
Right,
you know, it was like, oh, I don't know, a Vivienne Westwood shirt and all the rest of it. There's the picture there.
Yeah, shirts from Spencer Hart.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Yeah, very good.
Hey, very good. Have you...
I'm a big fan.
But this is the point. I mean, the thing is, people are obsessed, aren't they? I mean, that is the shocking thing.
Yeah, they get involved.
Yes.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
But have you been surprised at how obsessive, you know, some of these people on these fan sites are?
Yeah, I have to say, I do avoid those. I mean, whatever about Googling yourself every so often, I don't go anywhere near that stuff, because it is terrifying, some of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a great ownership of the show, you know, and people, people had great affection for it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
It's kind of unusual for a show to have, you know, sometimes it takes a few seasons for a show to get going, but people seem to latch onto it very quickly. I think maybe because they know the Sherlock Holmes name anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you are like the ultimate modern villain. And sitting with you now, I mean, you're a very amicable chap, you know, really lovely.
I'm shocked every time I look at you, because you look so nice.
But this is the point. I mean, what? Because, you know, when you look at you there, you know, in Moriarty, what are you channeling there? Because it's so dark and deep.
You're going to have to tell them you're an actor.
Yeah, exactly.
But seriously, what is going on there?
I think, well, it's a funny question, that, because I didn't want to look at any other villains, you know. I never looked at any previous incarnations of Moriarty, so I tried to sort of find whatever is dark within me. And we all have a bit of the dark side.
Yeah.
Well, you are chilling. Let's see.
Was it good? Oh.
Let's see Moriarty.
Wow. Andrew, what do you feel and think when you watch that?
I absolutely. You just think, God. I don't find it very easy to watch that, you know. But I don't think any actors really do like watching themselves. I don't think, for the most part.
There's talk of a very complicated bring back of Moriarty. How would you like to see Moriarty being resurrected?
Oh, look, that was well put. Well, I haven't thought about that.
No, yes, you have, Andrew.
The thing is that there are endless possibilities of how he could kind of just keep dropping in and dropping out and stuff, aren't there?
Yeah, there are.
He's not allowed to talk about it.
Well, I always think
go on.
I always think if I were to, you know, reveal anything, you know, to people, they'd be bitterly disappointed.
Yes.
People think that they want to know. They don't want to know.
But they don't.
But the point is, those who create it have thought long and hard for a long time, because you know it's, you know.
Oh, it's not you know, it's not whim-based stuff. You know, they've been thinking about it for years and years. You know, some plots they've been thinking of, you know, since the very beginning of the show. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
All right.